this is James on Gimmerish FM, and you're listening to Normal People, the podcast. Yeah, this is a little mini-series I'm putting together to introduce my short film, Normal People, which is going to be broadcast on ABC2 in January 2017. If you're listening to this podcast as it comes out, as a little reward for my Gimmerish FM listeners, I'm letting you know the time that it'll be on, if you would like the novelty of watching something on live TV, is 10 p.m. Friday the 13th of January 2017. The film only goes for about 7 minutes, so be careful because it could be over before you notice it. Anyway, it has been broadcast in very low definition, so I can't recommend it. I would recommend, if you really want to enjoy my movie, I would recommend waiting to see it in high definition or 4K, which is what we showed it in. But the ABC doesn't do that. Everything you need to know about watching Normal People you can find at normalpeople.gimmerish.com. But let's get to the podcast, shall we? Basically, the concept for this podcast is to have intimate one-on-one chats with a few of the people I met working on the film. In this episode of Normal People, the podcast, we catch up with Anna. Anna is an actress. She plays one of the supporting roles, and one of the reasons I hired her is she just seemed like a very interesting person, and I think you'll agree after listening to this podcast, she's quite a character. I won't spoil too much. Me and Anna met up at a bar in the city, and this is the podcast. Here we go. Hi Anna, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you, James?
Good. We're just at a bar of some sort, and what I'm trying to do is I have this short film that I made last year, and I was thinking of doing a little podcast series where we interview some of the people who were involved.
Yes. Get
their stories out of them. Because the film was called Normal People, but a lot of the people who worked on it aren't anything but normal. And it's like you're actually the first person who's actually turned up.
Oh,
and
excellent.
That's actually quite cool because Anna played like a very small role in this film. Like she has, it's a short film, so all the roles are small, but she has one of the smallest roles, and it got to the point where I had to run auditions. We auditioned lots of people, and I just didn't know how to choose who to get to play this small part. But Anna turned up with this amazing audition. She'd written this whole crazy thing, but you went on, like you'd written it, you'd only had like 24 hours about the audition, and you'd written this monologue that was so long that you didn't have a chance of memorizing it. So I remember going, what is she going to do? And then it went on this whole crazy bent, and I'm just like, you know what? Who cares about all the other people? I want her in one of the roles because she put the effort in.
Excellent. I'm so glad.
So Anna, why were you at the audition? Why did you turn up?
I've always been...
How did you get to that spot?
Well, I've found out about the auditions, I think it was through like a Facebook post. And well, I always enjoyed acting. I did a lot of it when I was a child, growing up in Austria, in Vienna.
Okay.
Did a lot of sort of theatre acting, as a child, all in German. And
so you Austrian?
My background's Bosnian, but I grew up in Austria. Bosnia was a bad time to live.
Yeah,
at the time. Yes. So yeah, I've always been interested in doing more acting, especially if the role is a bit sideways, a bit different, not normal.
Okay, so were you born in Bosnia?
I was born in Serbia, but my parents are Bosnian they're Bosnians, staunch Bosnians.
And when did you move to Austria?
I moved to Austria. It was just shortly after I was born, really. Like, I remember growing up.
Did you move or did you flee?
Flee. That's right.
And so what do you remember any of this, or has this all just been told to you?
So, I remember growing up as a very little kid, so like being 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, speaking German in Austria, but I don't remember much before that.
Okay.
I don't think anybody does, unless they've got like crazy good memories.
So what are your first memories of Austria?
My first memories, wow. I remember the kindergarten was very cool. It was in a very cool location.
What part of Austria?
Oh, well, I grew up in Vienna, so...
Oh, Vienna.
Yeah, big...
And so a suburb of Vienna, or is it like in the city?
It was...
Do they have suburbs in Vienna, or is it all
They're
city?
called Bezirk. So
Bitsy?
they're
Okay.
like districts, sort of. And the kindergarten was pretty close to the city, and it was. I just remember it being quite close to this really amazing park, Allgarten it was called, and I just remember doing a lot of creative things as a kid, like in kindergarten, lots of drawing, lots of singing and acting and dancing, things like that.
Did you have a backyard to play in, or is everyone in a park if they want to get outside?
Good question. They call them, I think, Hof. A Hof is sort of like a little enclosed area, so it's like, it's at sort of not at the back of a building, but like because the buildings would have like a little outdoor area, but in the middle of the building. So like and that's like where the kids would go to hang out in the Hof.
Yeah.
It's a little outdoor area, but yeah, it wasn't really like a backyard. It's more like a concrete jungle,
Mm-hmm. Were they nice old buildings, or were they kind of apartment?
Old,
Yeah.
old, very grey, stretch, right to the sky.
Did you have an attic?
Did I have an attic? Well, I mean, we lived in an apartment, so I think there was I remember there being a really creepy cellar
Okay.
where everyone would sort of store their bicycles.
Did you go down there?
Yeah. I used to go down there sometimes, like, I'd hide there and then pop out and scare my dad,
Okay. What did you build, like cubby houses? How many people did you share the cellar with?
How many people did I share the cellar with? It was a big...
Was it a communal one? Or when you
Yeah.
say everyone, you mean your family?
I think everyone in the building had their own little storage space in the cellar. I don't remember building cubby houses. Actually, the first cubby house I saw was when I moved to Australia.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, but we built a lot of snowmen.
Okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, this
That's
is
right.
something that we just don't get here.
That's right. Yeah, bit of both worlds.
Okay, so you went to kindergarten, and what was primary school like?
Primary school in Vienna was drilling. They drilled you a lot. You had homework every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you play music?
I started playing music when I came to Australia,
Okay.
but I was always very musical. Like I really loved like musicals, movies.
Yeah.
So like the Blues Brothers, we grew up with the Blues Brothers, all sort of dubbed in German because we
Yeah.
couldn't understand English at the time. So yeah, I had a very musical kind of upbringing, but only started playing music when I was sort of 10, 11, 12 years old here in Australia.
Okay, so when did you move to Australia?
We came here when we were about 9, I think 8, turning 9 or
We?
so. Yeah, me and my sister and my mum and dad.
You twins?
Yes, I've got a twin. That's right.
Are you?
Yes, I am. I've got a twin.
You
You can tell us apart though. She's
Oh, you're not identical.
no, she's blondie. I'm
But you're born on
blackie.
the same day.
Yeah, that's all right. We're born on the same day.
I can't tell if you're joking.
I'm not joking. No.
Okay.
I can prove that to you.
All right. You can bring her along to the premiere.
Yes, I certainly can.
Okay, so you were, 9?
Yeah, about then. Yeah.
And so what would that be? You would have been halfway through primary school when you left, kind of
That's
thing.
right. Yeah, we went to year 4, year 5. Started year 4 here, but we went to an ESL school.
Mm-hmm.
We were with a bunch of other immigrant children, and to learn how to speak English. We did that for a year, and that picked it up quite fast. And then went to a non-ESL kind of normal government public primary school.
So what did you leave behind in Vienna? Do you have close friends?
Yeah,
Family?
I mean, yeah, some family members I think are still there. Some of them are in Bosnia. Most of my cousins are here actually,
Okay.
so that's good. What did I leave behind in Vienna? The snow. I miss the snow.
Was it like, is it something that was planned? Like you're always going
Yeah.
to look for, or was it like suddenly, oh, hey, guys, there's an opening in Australia, let's go.
There's a what?
An opening in Australia, let's go.
Good question. I know that my some of my cousins had already been living here for some years,
Mhm.
so I think that's why my mum in particular wanted to move here, and I think it was just a change of scenery, change of lifestyle that my parents wanted to make, and I'm glad they did. I think it was a good choice. I think it's nice to grow up in Austria as a kid because everything's sort of, you got big cool buildings and
Do you
museums
have
and
fancy chocolate? That's the one thing I know about
yeah,
Vienna.
fancy, crazy
and
chocolate.
music.
and cakes, really
Yeah.
amazing cake shops and big city centre, and it's all very magical. Yeah.
So, okay. So you were in Vienna for about 7 years
hmm
or something.
I've been here for. I've been here. How long have I been in Australia for?
No, you were in Vienna,
Correct.
Vienna
yeah.
for about 7 years.
Correct. Yes.
And did you travel much elsewhere in Europe?
I remember going to on a holiday to Croatia, which was really amazing. Would have been about 8 years old at the time. Travelled around Croatia and went to Venice. I remember spending a day in Venice as a child, and that was really amazing. Pretty unforgettable, even though it was just for one day.
Yeah.
Um,
And what, you take the train or you fly?
I think we took a train.
Take a boat? Maybe?
We took a train, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Something you don't really get here. And
Yeah, I mean it's cool. I remember going back to Europe when I was about 15 and training it around Croatia to Bosnia, and driving from one country to another. It's like wow, you can do that in Europe. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay, you got here, and what was your first introduction to Australia? Like, did you go straight into school?
Good question. I remember sort of bumming around a lot the first month, just settling in, and I mean we moved here in the would have been about February, so it was summer here.
So
And I
it's
remember
probably
just being shocked by the heat, never
Yeah.
having felt so much heat in my life. And I remember thinking, geez, there's just too much sky here because of the lack of everything was sort of felt spread out, and the lack of big Gothic buildings.
Yeah.
So it was mostly settling in.
A lot of people say it. A lot of people I
Yeah.
know who were born
Yeah.
elsewhere say, you have these big blue skies, and
Correct.
I don't know what the hell they're talking about because I've lived here my whole life.
Yeah, so it was just settling in the first month. Yeah.
And so you went to an ESL school, so there was no just regular Aussie kids
I think
there?
there was. I think there was a few mainstream classes, they called them, but it was mostly a lot of multicultural children there. And some special education children as well. So it was quite diverse in terms of interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe I remember all this. It's also very long ago.
So then in high school, did you go to ESL high school, or
No, I didn't have to go to ESL high school.
just went to a regular?
Yeah, regular English
Public?
was always. Yeah, that's right. Public high school.
Did you already know English when you got here?
Pardon?
Did you already know English when you got here?
See, growing up in Austria, we took English classes.
Yeah.
Just before leaving, so I knew like some random words like and phrases. How are you?
Yeah, yeah,
My name
okay.
is.
How's it going? Did you do that? G'day.
G'day.
And so, what was high school like?
High school was great. I did a lot of. I went to a special tennis high school.
Oh, really?
So
And
I
you played tennis?
I played tennis as a
Oh, right.
subject
Well,
in
that's
high
very
school.
Eastern European thing.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very, very Eastern
They're trying to get
European.
you into the pros.
Oh yeah. I thought I was going to be a tennis player.
Yeah? Oh,
For a very
really?
long time. Yeah. Did tennis and art classes at school, so I loved school.
Do you still like it? Or was it kind of something that was forced on you?
Good question. I think when you have my sort of upbringing, it's like there's no such thing as forcing. It's just the way life is,
Yeah, okay.
But no, I love tennis. I love I love that it was an individual sport. I was never really into team sports, which makes me sound a bit antisocial, but which I like the idea of developing your own style and having your own drive,
Yeah.
and not relying on somebody else to, pass you a ball or tell you what to do or develop a certain tactic. It was all up to you. You developed your own style as an
Yeah.
athlete and whatnot. I love that about it. I enjoyed that.
How you had training every day kind of thing?
It was, yeah. It was very, very consistent, constant. Especially in my early teens, so 13, 14, 15. It was training every day and after school as well.
So were you playing, because it was a tennis school, I assume there's lots of other good tennis players at your school?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
And did you play each other?
School was more collaborative. So tennis at school was more collaborative. It was more like squad training.
Yeah.
But you'd still have those occasional little matches against people, but that wasn't encouraged as much. That happened more outside of school. So
Okay.
with tournaments, national tournaments and things like that.
And so you would come up against classmates in the tournaments?
Occasionally, but you'd be surprised how many kids were playing tennis
Yeah.
at the time from other areas and whatnot.
Was that is that was it big in elsewhere? Like, was your dad really into it?
Oh yeah, my dad was he
Or mum?
let's say that was more, the Eastern European dad and his
Yeah.
tennis playing daughters. I think that's a common theme here,
Okay.
even in Australia.
And so your sister did it as well?
Yeah, we both played. We played each other a lot, and we also played together. We played
like
doubles
the
together.
Bosnian Williams sisters.
Yeah. Actually, it did feel a bit like that sometimes. We played doubles together a lot.
Who
as
was
well.
better?
That's an interesting question because I like to think in terms of style, athleticism, and technical skill. We were pretty much level, but
Yeah.
we had different styles. She was more of a you called them rallier. She'd play from the baseline and go in for the big top spin and the big rallies and keep the ball into play. Whereas I was more into smashing a serve and moving right to the net and cutting
Yeah.
off the
Serve
corner
and
as quickly
volley.
as I could. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
old school.
So do you still play tennis?
No, I wish I did. As it sort of withered away. The interest sort of withered away with academics taking over and going to uni and developing other interests.
They don't have what uni did you go to?
UWA. Yeah.
They have like a big tennis club there.
They do. Funny because I used to play tournaments there when I was a teenager.
Okay.
But I think I just started developing other
Right,
interests.
no.
Like film and
yeah.
film and music and rock concerts and things like that.
What about your sister? Did she keep going?
No. I think we sort of dropped out at the same time. But I think it was everything. Everything happens for a reason. You do things for a reason, and I think tennis was just that thing we did as teenagers. You know,
Yeah.
which was cool memories. Yeah.
Oh, really? So what, did you get up to antics? Like, did you have camps on the weekend, tennis camps?
We had
Was your social life based around tennis as well?
interesting question. As a teenager, my life revolved around tennis, homework, and art. I was very passionate about art. I did a lot of cartooning and did my own little comic strips and things like that. So, funny, social life sort of took off more post high school.
Okay. Yeah.
High school felt a lot like solo ranging.
Okay. You were saying, I don't think we were recording them, but we were talking about like I was just trying to get your voice levels. I was trying to get you to talk about what you'd watched on the weekend. You're like, no, I don't watch anything. I
don't watch
old
TV
comics.
shows. I've been watching actually over the past few weeks. I have watched quite a few episodes of Black Books.
Mm-hmm.
Quite like Bill Bailey. I think he's hilarious. I saw him
Oh, yeah.
live actually. Yeah, but
Was it live good?
he's great live. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
an amazing musician and entertainer all over. So I'm not really into TV shows as much as I am into old cinema. Old cinema. That's right.
So what kind of old cinema have you been watching?
Rat Pack cinema movies with Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra,
Dean Martin, yeah, okay.
Bing Crosby. I love Humphrey Bogart.
Are they musicals or are they just movies with them
Some
in?
of them musicals. I like also old westerns. Lee Van Cleef and Clint Eastwood. Those types of just movies with grit and excellent dialogue. I'm really into dialogue-heavy movies.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much into spectacular bombardments or whatnot.
So what? Okay. What about the comics drawing? Like, what kind of
I was into
comics did you draw?
as a kid. I did a lot of
Autobiographical, or was it like superheroes?
I've done all sorts of comic cartooning. I did got into caricatures. I did
Yeah.
caricatures of friends,
Mm-hmm.
and even like little what do you call them? Like little skits.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like making little funny panels and like putting friends in them. So like
Mhm.
little funny stories. But
Do you still do that?
sometimes I do on
Do you have
rare
like
occasions.
a website?
I have a Facebook page. I do, which I don't administer much
All right.
anymore.
You should send me. I'll put it in the show notes so people
I
can
will
check out your
get into
little
that. That's right.
doodles
Yeah.
and sketches. Well, you said you did it for friends, like like as a present, or just because you needed inspiration.
So often it would be on special occasions,
Yeah.
like if somebody was going away or somebody had a birthday party or something, or sometimes just for hoots and giggles, you know.
Mhm.
I think it's a nice thing to send someone, you know. Like I'm very quite old-fashioned. I still send out birthday cards and things like
Okay.
that
Mhm.
instead of the text message or calls.
Yeah.
You know, I will send out a birthday card.
I just don't say happy birthday anymore. That's the easiest way to
doesn't
get
matter,
around
does it?
you know.
What difference does it make?
I like with my family because they get angry at me if I don't. But everyone else,
yeah,
I'm just like, unless you have a party, invite me. I'm not going to say happy birthday.
I know, right? Yeah, I
Let's
was
have a
never
cake
into-
and have a
Yes.
sing song.
That's right. Just like any other day.
Oh, okay. So what kind of comics did you read then?
What kind of comics did I read? I remember when I was young in Austria, as a child, there was this amazing comic book shop. It was like underground.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so many steps you'd have to go down to go into this dingy, smoky, dusty old comic book shop. And there was a lot of sort of Mickey Mouse, Looney Tunes,
Mm-hmm.
Donald Duck, types of. They used to call them in German. They were called lustige Taschenbuch, lustiges Taschenbuch. So happy pocketbook.
Yeah.
They were called happy pocketbooks, lustige Taschenbücher, and they'd be either like Donald Duck or Mickey Mouse types of
Yeah.
little like graphic novels, you know.
Yeah.
And I'd get really into collecting those, and they filled me with inspiration. I think reading those as a 6-year-old, 7-year-old, I sort of started drawing my own comic strips, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
putting my family members or friends in little strips, and yeah, that's when my interest for that sort of grew. Yeah.
All right. And did you, like your dad took you or your mum took you to the comic book shop, or you like
It
walk
was-
down the street kind of thing?
Funny, actually, really good question. Me and my sister would often sort of go to the tabak, you'd call it. It's where you could get cigarettes, and it was like a deli or
Yeah.
a what do you call them here? Like a little newspaper stand.
You-
but
News agency.
it would go there to buy cigarettes for our parents. This is
Mhm.
before anybody cared. You know, when 10-year-olds were going to 8-year-olds were going to stores getting cigarettes for
Yeah.
their parents.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No, just kidding. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'd go for little walks to, you know, the tabak or to the comic book shop. But often it was our dad taking us there because I think my dad was always into comics and art. He's the artsy one in the family.
Mm-hmm.
So he encouraged that sort of thing. He encouraged us to get into reading creative novels and things like that, and he'd take us there
Okay. Cool.
on occasion. Yeah.
So how many languages have you had to speak?
A good question. I still speak 3 languages fluently. German. I still speak German quite fluently, but my Bosnians, because I speak Bosnian sort of on a daily basis with my parents, my Bosnian's it's a bit stronger than my German.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. So German, Bosnian, and English.
In that region is
hmm
is there lots of different languages, or is Bosnian everyone speak Bosnian?
Well, you see, Bosnia and its neighbouring countries, Serbia and Croatia, speak the same language. So it's like comparing Americans to Englishmen and Australians. They'll
So
speak
it's
English.
similar, but there's
different
little
accents and
quirks.
little quirks. That's correct.
Yeah,
that's correct.
okay.
But yeah, same sort of Balkan.
So if someone said I speak Croatian,
hmm
would you understand what they're saying?
That's correct. Yeah,
Okay.
yes, I would.
Would do people say that, or does everyone say I speak Bosnian?
Well, it's a very surly part of the world.
Okay.
I must tell you, people are very.
Everyone likes to.
like to have their own say.
Name,
I'm from
yeah,
here and
okay,
there.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it wasn't
okay.
like that a long time ago, but things change over time. I don't know about how it is now, but you know.
Yeah. Do you meet other? Is there like a Bosnian community? Like, are you part of a? Go and hang out with other people.
A good question. When we first
Perth?
moved here,
Yeah.
because English wasn't so good, and there was a lot of Bosnian, Croatian, and other Balkan migrants that were here, living here, and could speak our native tongue. So we did used to go to the Bosnian club when we were like really young, like 8-9 years old, watch the soccer games or watch the. Occasionally there'd be like Bosnian musicians, but that that didn't last very long. I mean, it just out of boredom, I think, and if I'm going to meet a Bosnian person, why not meet a Bosnian person outside of a Bosnian club?
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
as illogical as that sounds, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh, your parents aren't pushing you to like, look, go out and find a nice Bosnian man and
Well, no comment.
Okay.
I think, okay, I think that is sort of what they want, but you know, I've got my own opinions, and
yeah.
I'm stubborn, and you know,
Yeah. What were you studying at UWA?
I studied law. I
Mhm.
studied a double degree in law and arts,
Mm-hmm.
which I graduated from end of 2014,
Yeah.
and I've been doing sort of legal work ever since. But I actually started out studying architecture because of
really?
always having this sort of creative flair.
Mm-hmm.
But I dropped out after the first year. I thought I'd do something a bit more
The
academic.
people I know did architecture. It's like one of the most stressful.
It is.
courses
It's
to
very
do.
time consuming, and I actually quite liked it. I think I was good at it. Well, I mean, I can't say I was good at it. I'm not. Who am I to judge? You know. But I enjoyed doing it, like parts of it. But it's too.
You thought about going back and doing it?
No. It's just too time consuming
Yeah.
and stressful. You know.
Are you going to do architectural related law stuff?
I could. You know, there's actually a big market for that. Construction disputes
Mhm.
and things like that here in Perth, in particular. So, being a commercial lawyer, you often deal with people in disputes related to buildings and things like that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so that might form part of my work. I might go down that line of work. I don't know.
And so, like, did you enjoy law?
I like law school because, how do you say, it was very structured. There was, it was easy to study for it. I mean, okay, I can't say it's easy starting and completing law school. It's of course a big chapter to complete.
Yeah.
But it's structured. Like you get given a set of materials that you read, that you learn.
Mhm.
Go to the lectures, take a few notes down, and whatever it is you learn, that's going to be in the exam. It's all in front of you. You know,
Yeah.
it's structured learning. With architecture and things like dentistry or medicine, there's a lot of practical stuff involved, and
Mhm.
I think that's where the stress comes from.
Yeah.
Law school was very book. So I was always into reading and memorizing things, quotes, and so it was.
Do you read
just-
much for fun,
Do I read much for fun?
other than comic?
I do. It's different when you're busy with when you're busy at uni reading for uni. You sort of stop reading for leisure.
Yeah.
But I do like to find the occasional book. I like reading a lot of Hunter Thompson related materials.
Hunter S. Thompson.
That's right.
That's what I'm
yeah.
reading now at the moment.
Oh, excellent.
I just got Fear and Loathing.
Oh, I love Fear and
I haven't
Loathing.
read
That's
any.
like my favourite book ever.
I finally got around to buying it the other day.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
So you're saying it's worth it? It's a good
Yeah. I like his sort of really overindulgent, unique way of writing, sideways, perverted.
read. So can you like go to a German bookstore and pick out something?
I can. I most definitely can.
Is there any good books in German?
Is there any good books?
Can you
in German?
appreciate the different languages? Like,
Correct.
how do you know what's good writing in the languages that aren't your first language?
Very good question. See, yes, you can. See, because I did, when I was at uni doing my double degree in arts and laws, I did mostly German electives. So
Yeah,
I was
okay.
reading and writing for various electives and subjects at uni. So we pretty much got told what is good writing in German.
Yeah.
So, you can see the differences, but reading in German is, of course, harder for me than reading in English because English is the everyday thing.
Yeah. Have you ever tried reading the same book in two different languages and comparing?
Good question. I think I might have. Now I can't remember. I can say I've read a lot of fairy tales in German and then
Mhm.
read the fairy tales in English when I came here.
Mm.
But I can't think of any actual books that I first read in German. Any like thick, because I mean we were kids when we were speaking German. We wouldn't read any like, adult kind of fiction or anything like that. But I've seen a lot of movies in German. I mean that are American movies but dubbed in German,
Yeah.
and then seen the actual movie with the English in it,
Yeah.
and thinking, geez, that's really weird. I thought this was all meant to be in German, you know?
Do you ever turn subtitles on?
Do I turn the subtitles on now?
Yeah.
Well,
Or you always watch in English?
when I still, watch, like to tune into world cinema every
Mhm.
once in a blue moon or whatnot. And, I still love watching Inspector Rex, Kommissar Rex.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
on
yeah.
SBS because that's all filmed in Vienna and we grew up there and it's sentimental to me. And, with subtitles it does help because the Austrians speak very fast.
Okay.
They speak German very fast and they have very thick accents.
So
Yeah.
in Austria, German's the main language?
That's correct. It's the native language.
And so and if you went to Germany, they speak German, but is it a different accent?
It's a different accent. Germans speak like pompous English people,
Oh, right, okay.
whereas Austrian Germans, particularly people from Vienna, speak like, "Hey mate, how's it going?"
How's it going?
Like really casual.
Wow.
But they speak quite fast
These
as well.
things I'll
so-
just never, I don't think, I would never know.
Yes.
This
well,
is the thing, because
it's bizarre. Yeah.
I'd have to
It's a bizarre
ever
concept.
learn that. I have to sit down and study hard and try and appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you guys notice? Have you spent much time on the east coast of Australia?
I've not much quite unfortunately, but I went to Melbourne. I have been to Melbourne, which is quite cool. But it's a part of Australia. I've only really been in Perth since my European heydays, you know. But yeah, I would like to see more of the East Coast. To be honest with you, yeah.
Did you notice a different accent, Melbourne?
No. But
I
then
always thought that's weird about Australia. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like America, they have the Southern
They've got
accent,
this-
and they got that New York.
Yeah.
And
Give me some
Australia's the same
coffee.
size. Like, it's a
Yes.
lot quicker to get from
Mhm.
Vienna to Berlin than it is to get from Perth to Melbourne. But
Exactly, but then some
There's
people
no
have
accent.
thicker Australian
Yeah.
accents than other Australians. You know?
Yeah, well, that's more. I think that's more. I don't know. I think that's more like socio-economic. It's not regional. I bet you if you get the same socio-economic people in Melbourne and got
Yes.
someone from the same socio-economic group from Perth, I bet that would sound similar. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Are people testing this? Maybe I have to Google this.
testing?
Okay, so different languages. Has it ever come in handy?
Yes, it does because it makes me sound all cool and exotic.
right.
No, I
Do
mean,
you and your sister go out and whisper things, about guys that are there because they don't speak a tongue?
sometimes having the advantage of speaking in another language is very, very, very comes in very handy.
It's risky because the German might be there.
Well, I'm not the sort to gossip around other people. To be honest with you, I'm not.
No, it's just like, hey, I'm taking this one.
Yeah.
Do you and sister go out together? Are you friends?
Yeah, we are. We are totally very quite close. Yeah, we do go out occasionally on the twin escapades around
Mhm.
town, bouncing around town.
Are either of you married?
No, we're not married. We're only 24/7 years
come
old.
on.
Hardly married. No, not married. Either us. No.
So do you ever have you ever had, partners get in the way of your relationship?
Do you know what? Maybe you could say maybe, but these are the things I don't really talk about. It's like we'll always have each
I'm
other.
not trying to get you gossip. I'm just talking more about what's it like being a twin. Like, do you ever
Exactly. Yeah, I know what you're
do
alluding
you
to.
discuss it? Like, hey, I don't approve of this guy.
I mean, good question. I like this question. We're not the sort to tell each other what to do.
Oh, right.
But I am the sort that will say, well, this is what I would do.
Yeah.
Not
okay.
saying you should do it, but this is what I would do,
Yeah,
you know?
okay.
So we support each other. We give each other advice and tips and things.
Mhm.
And
Do you
we're
have other
always honest.
siblings?
No, it's just
No,
us
it's
two,
just- yeah,
you know?
okay.
So, yeah, but having a twin is really cool. It's like this person who
Mhm.
you've been with. You're like this little team.
Mm.
You've been together in this little duo team since you were born. You
Yeah.
know, people say, "Oh, I've known this. I've had this best friend," but did you come out this whole at the same time in your life? I don't think so. You know.
Do you guys ever have weird twin moments where
Yes,
you
we do.
think
Constantly,
the same thing?
constantly.
Yeah.
Even though we're not identical, like we still have these weird deja voodoos or whatnot. You know.
Have they ever done tests where there is a difference between identical and fraternal?
a test.
to see if identicals have more of a connection than fraternal?
Do you know, I should, I mean, I've read some really weird and funny and hilarious articles about twins
Yeah.
and twin culture, but I think it's just like,
I reckon that the bits
It's
that
being in
connect
tune with
you are
someone.
the fact that you've grown up together.
yes, that's
more
right.
than the actual DNA.
Yeah,
But I could be wrong.
I actually agree with you, you know. I'm not.
But
this-
I bet you someone studied this and there's probably an answer out
I'm
there.
not really. I don't really believe in too much hocus pocus, you know. But
Mhm.
it's more about being in tune with someone. Knowing
So you
them
went to
well.
school together?
Yeah, we
Did you
always
take the
went.
same subjects?
In high school, we were always in the same class together. In primary
Did
school,
you sit next to each other?
we did in primary school. We sat next to each other all the time. In high school, we did in the classes we were in together, which was about 50-50.
Okay.
Nirma did a few more. My sister's name is Nirma. She did a few more science-related subjects,
Mm.
and I did more like history and more English-related subjects.
At
So-
lunchtime, like, were you in the same social
Yeah,
group?
we'd hang out. Yeah, we'd
Yeah.
hang out. Absolutely. Yeah.
And do you have the same, still have the same group of friends, or have you branched out a bit?
I think we do have the same. We
Did
have
you-
branched out a bit, yeah. But we
Right.
like to bring each other into each other's circles, so
Yeah,
to speak.
okay.
You know.
I bet you everyone's like, oh my god, you have like a
Yeah, you always
twin
feel like the
sister?
star. I'm the
Yeah.
star. I'm the star twin, you know. And then she gives that away, and she gets brought into.
You've never like brought had a crush on a guy and worried that he might fall in love with your sister instead.
Actually, something like that did actually happen, but like, I was glad.
Okay,
You know.
yeah. Okay. I could talk to you about twins all day.
Twin moments, yeah.
But you went and studied different things in
Yes, we did.
Did you go to the same uni?
Yes, we did go to the same uni, but we were on different campuses because
Okay.
she studied dentistry.
Okay.
So she had her own medical
So did you get
department.
free teeth
free
for life? Teeth
I've got-
care?
Yes. Anytime I need one pulled and put in.
You get her to it, or is there a conflict of interest?
Dentists aren't bound by conflict of interest.
Okay.
They just, lawyers.
really?
are. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Not that I know. And not that, I mean, they're just treating patients. They're treating people that need medical treatment.
I've been thinking about I've been wondering, what would it be cheaper to get all your teeth removed compared to the dental costs of keeping your teeth the rest of your life?
Do you know what? That is a very philosophical question if you come to think of it. Because
It's quite expensive to get them
it
removed.
depends how
'Cause I got
screwed.
wisdom teeth removed. It was like
It
$500 a tooth.
depends how good your teeth are.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
You still have to buy toothpaste and floss, and you have to get
Just
them.
better take them all out.
You have to get them checked every 6 months, and then you have to have,
It's just
every
a
now and
hassle
then
having
something might
teeth,
go
isn't it?
wrong, and this girl that I like, on the dance floor, like hit me in the face, and that cost like
Oh dear God.
it killed one of my teeth, and I had to get it fixed up for like an insane amount of money.
I know. Yeah.
And if I just had fake teeth, you just get a $5 new pack of teeth and put them in. Who needs real teeth, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Get nice veneers.
Yeah.
Get
Or
nice-
no teeth at all. I've found this new food that's just like a liquid. You just drink it,
Yeah.
so you don't need to chew.
I know, right? But then, like, all your muscles in your face would try to atrophy, and I
Yeah,
like to keep my
well,
features
that is a
chiseled,
risk, but would
you
it
know?
matter? You're still talking. You still get
You're
some
still
exercise.
talking. Exactly. Yeah.
But if you
Interesting,
forgot to
interesting.
talk for a bit, I
Forgot to talk.
once didn't talk to anyone for like 3 weeks.
No
and
kidding.
and then a friend, I was overseas, and a friend came and visited, and like and then we started talking, and I had 3 weeks of stuff that I hadn't talked to anyone about, and I lost my voice in like 10 minutes
Oh,
because
yeah.
I hadn't used it.
Yeah. Gosh. I bet.
So getting back to where we started from, you turned up to this audition,
Mm-hmm.
and like were you applying to a bunch of things?
At the time, I think. I don't think I auditioned for very much material at the time at all. I just liked this little funny story. I liked the plot that Normal
Okay.
People had, and I liked that it was a little short skit, little short movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was the team seemed friendly, and I thought I'm just going to give this one a crack. You know?
Okay. So you haven't gone to many auditions.
No, I haven't. Not around that time, no.
But in total over your
In
life?
total as well, I haven't actually done many movie.
Do you know how many
auditions
crazy
yet.
audition stories?
No, I wish I could say I did. You know, a lot of other things have consumed my life. You know, with the big degree and then having
Yeah.
to do my other practical studies and work and all that sort of got in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Parties, things got in the way. But I was glad I did this audition. You
Mhm.
know, I really was.
Are you going to try and do more?
I will. If you know what, if I can come up with spare time.
Do you ever practice like your Australian accent or British accent or American
Oh
accent?
gosh, you know what? I don't. I think I've got a really weird accent as it is. It's a bit mixed, isn't it?
Yeah, but you know, like
Do I practice putting on
all the
accents?
Australians that go over to America have to, you know, get used
That's
to
right.
speaking American. Like, have you ever?
Speaking like a, I do like to do little impersonations, you know, of actors.
Can you do
and-
it impersonate an Australian
An Australian?
other than like how's it going?
I don't know. I have to think of
Or
somebody.
British? Could do a
British.
British.
I'm from England. I like the Americans, the Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I was about a cup of coffee. Walking down to the store for a cup of coffee, you know.
Yeah.
I quite like doing the
Do you
American
impersonate
Brooklyn.
Bogart?
Yeah, wait. Let me think of a line. I just have to. You know what? It's good. My nose is kind of my voice is kind of nasally right now.
Mhm.
I've had this cold, and he always had this really nasally
Okay,
voice.
yeah.
You know. So wait. Let me think of a little sketch I can remember. Wait. When you slap, you take it and like it.
Okay. What are your top 5 old movie recommendations?
Wow. So you think like we're talking old classics like that in that era?
Yeah.
Or like 60s, 70s included?
Yeah, not 60s and younger.
60s and younger. Okay. Wow. I'd say number 1 Casablanca.
Okay.
Then it would have to be. Gosh, you got me on the spot. There's just so many good ones. I really like
Or just name it, just whatever comes to mind that you like.
whatever comes to mind. Okay, Casablanca's a definite. The Big Sleep
Okay, yeah.
with Bacall and Bogart. Then I would say, let's see. Gosh, I've been watching so many. Do you know, like when you watch heaps of things and then
Mhm.
it's all just a big blur? You
Yeah.
know, I quite like old horror movies with Vincent Price.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say The Abominable Dr. Phibes
Okay.
would be in there, even though I think that's a 70s movie, but
Mhm.
it's just got this, it's just this old charm about it, you know.
Yeah. Mhm.
Two more to go, right? Let's see. Can I go outside of that era? Can I just list my top 5 movies?
Yeah, but but if it's something from like last year, then
No. I'm talking.
we're
like,
trying to get your unique from your experience
That-
checking out all these old films.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
I like.
go 70s or 80s, maybe.
I like Jack Nicholson's earlier movies.
Okay.
You know? So like Cuckoo's Nest.
One flew off.
Cuckoo's
Okay, yep.
Cuckoo's Nest is one of my favourites. What's another good black and white? I would say.
Chinatown,
You know what?
The Shining.
I love Chinatown. Yeah, Rebel Without a Cause with,
Oh,
with
yeah.
Jimmy Dean. Absolutely. Yeah, James Dean. That is one cool movie. Old
Mhm.
classic. Yeah. I like a variety of movies.
Mhm.
Just good story, good dialogue, good banter. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just want some recommendations. So I'm gonna go
Yeah.
check out some
Absolutely.
because I always, I never know what to look for. Like I really like the ones I have some of my favorite movies, like with Roman Holiday and The Apartment.
Oh.
They're 2 of my favorite movies,
Awesome.
and they're 1950s.
Yeah.
And Sabrina is cool as well.
Sabrina.
It's a bit.
With Hepburn.
That's a very flawed movie, but I like bits in it.
Yeah. I really like actually Charade with Cary Grant.
I haven't seen that. I
That
would
is
like to see
great.
it.
Watch Charade.
I've been waiting to get like a good
Yeah.
quality version, like the ones
Charade is
online,
very
and
cool.
not very good.
Yeah. I really like Cary Grant. I like his movies. I like
Mhm.
a lot of Hitchcock stuff.
Okay.
Mm.
I really like Rear Window because I like that voyeurism.
Yeah, that's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the next film I'm going to do is it's going to be a bit like Rear Window because it's going to be,
Yeah.
you won't actually, we're going to film the actors from a long distance away, and you'll be able to hear them talking perfectly,
Yeah.
like as if they're just like you and me talking right now, like
Yeah.
with the microphones right up to them, but you won't. They will actually be like tiny little figures on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just have to really listen, and you only get little pixels of what detail in there, what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like that idea of that film. Well, that was awesome hearing your story, Anna.
My pleasure.
The journey from Bosnia to Vienna to Perth to
Correct.
normal people.
Yes.
You know,
Then
what,
back to
24
abnormal
years?
people. 24/7 years.
24-year journey until you reach my life.
absolutely. Correct.
And hearing about your twin. So, yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, James.
You'll send me a link to your comics page.
I will, absolutely. It's called Shout It Out Loud Cartoons.
Shout It Out Loud Cartoons.
That's correct.
You know, I'll bug you about that so I get a link and put it in the show notes so people
Excellent.
can check it
I
out. I'm
will
actually
buzz you.
super curious. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, James. All
Nice.
right.
It was nice to meet you.
You too.
All right. See ya.
See ya.